The first update we have today is Bozoma St. John's recent appearance discussing her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills co-stars. So in this video, we'll be talking about what Bozoma St. John, or Boz, had to say about fashion, branding, and even her own relationships during her recent spot on Watch What Happens Live. Alright, so Boz definitely didn't hold back. She kind of took aim at Sutton Strachey's fashion, basically saying if Sutton just got her style together, she would really pop. And get this, when the host mentioned Sutton gets invited to the Met Gala, Boz suggested, well, maybe that's just because Sutton spends enough money, maybe, through Dolce & Gabbana. Then, she offered up some branding advice. For Dorit Kemsley, remember that cigarette moment? Boz thinks Dorit should just lean into the badassness it illuminated. And for Kyle Richards, Boz advised her to be more transparent and open about everything to win people over. Boz even said she tried hard this season to help Kyle open up, but honestly, she still feels like she doesn't know the whole story there. Boz also touched on her own experience, clarifying that yeah, things are always unexpected on the show, but by her second season, everyone kind of knew who they were dealing with. And on a personal note, she confirmed she was totally surprised by Keely Watson's proposal. They're actually planning more than one wedding, which is sweet, and shared that her daughter, Lala, walked her into the proposal. Before we get into the next update, I need to check in with you all. If you're enjoying our little tea session, take a millisecond to hit the like button and subscribe to join the best reality TV community on YouTube. Done? Let's move on to the next update now.
Next, we are going to talk about the persistent rumor that the Real Housewives of New York City Legacy cast is returning to Bravo. So, you remember after season 13, right? Bravo swapped out the whole RHONY cast for new faces. They promised the original ladies their own show, the Legacy one, but, well, it never actually happened. And since the rebooted cast hasn't exactly pulled in huge ratings, fans are constantly asking for the originals to come back. Lately, there's been even more buzz because several OGs like Sonia Morgan, Luann de Lesseps, Dorit Medley, Ramona Singer, Kelly Ben-Simone, and Kristen Tachman have been seen hanging out together. But, despite all that hope, it sounds like the reality might be a bit different. Word is, the original women are actually hearing that Bravo is filming with some of the current new cast, and adding even more new women. Yeah, really. Now, the thinking behind this strategy seems to be a bit iffy. Like, aren't audiences getting kind of tired of meeting new people constantly? Don't they prefer following the castmates they've watched for years? Maybe a compromise could work? Keep some of the new women, put some of the original girls back in the mix with them? That could be amazing. But honestly, regarding any kind of legacy spinoff, the original women haven't heard anything official. Nothing. And remember, years ago when the whole legacy idea first came up, it supposedly got blocked because of salary demands, specifically involving Jill Zarin. Jill actually talked about this back in 2023. She recalled being told someone else thought people should get paid more for being on longer. Her response was pretty direct. You wouldn't be on it if I wasn't on the show. She basically said they should all be paid equally, and look, if Bravo doesn't want to do that, she's fine not being included. So for now, it really seems like the OG return is mostly fan speculation, not Bravo's main priority. So this was today's update about the potential return of the RHONY Legacy cast. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we are going to talk about Alexis Bellino revealing some pretty intense off-camera moments she shared with Vicki Gunvalson during their time on Real Housewives of Orange County. So Alexis shared these insights on My Friend, My Soulmate, My podcast, and they include this really tearful warning Vicki gave her about marriage, and also a super bizarre first meeting. Okay, so first, Alexis recalled this moment. I was off camera, back in hair and makeup during an early season. Vicki was still with Donn Gunvalson then, and Alexis was with Jim Bellino. And Alexis remembers Vicki kind of realizing right then and there that she and Donn were probably going to get a divorce. Apparently, Vicki just grabbed Alexis's hand, had tears in her eyes, and urgently told her, just keep your marriage together, just hold it together. Alexis mentioned that, divorce wasn't even really being discussed between her and Jim at that point. But she thinks maybe people like Heather and Tamra, maybe even viewers, could kind of see that she and Jim were struggling a little. Then Alexis talked about the very first time she ever met Vicki. It sounds pretty awkward. Vicki's first words to her, memorable and kind of intimidating. Welcome to my world. Alexis said she went home literally shaking and told her husband, Jim, I'm so scared of her. I don't know what to do. Now, on the podcast, Vicki did apologize. She said she didn't know why she said it. But then she kind of suggested maybe Alexis must have said something to make her say that. Alexis was like, no, I just walked up and said hi. So Vicki apologized again. So this was today's update about Alexis Bellino and Vicki Gunvalson's off-camera revelations. Let's now move on to next.
Next, we are going to talk about Brittany Cartwright from the Valley and our pretty big plastic surgery news, especially with everything going on with her separation from Jax Taylor. So Brittany actually confirmed it herself on Instagram this Sunday. She shared a photo, right, showing a stomach bandage, drains, the whole deal. In the caption, she said, "When they said remove what no longer serves you, I took it literally." Okay. She did clarify, though, that this was something she'd wanted to do for years, and she finally just did it for herself. Says she's feeling stronger and lighter every day. Then a fan commented, asking if it looked like a mommy makeover, which usually involves a few things like a tummy tuck, lipo, breast augmentation. And Brittany just replied straight up, "That's my plan." Her castmate Kristen Doty even chimed in, totally applauding it as an upgrade, and she tagged the plastic surgeons too. Now, this whole thing really illuminates the tough situation she's in with the ongoing separation from Jax. It's messy. Brittany's been pretty open that they are still going through the divorce process. Sounds like there's a date coming up. And gosh, this comes after she revealed some really heartbreaking stuff about body shaming from Jax. Remember on the Valley after show? She explained how Jax would often comment on her body, even saying she looked like a tree trunk because of stretch marks after having their son. Just awful. And yeah, all of this is happening while she's filming the next season of The Valley, season 3. So this was today's update about Brittany Cartwright's recovery and divorce situation. Let's now move on to next update.
Okay, next, we are going to talk about Porsha Williams' return to the dating scene following her divorce drama with Simon Guobadia. So, Porsha, she's 44, and she just finalized her divorce from Simon Guobadia. He's 61, back in June 2025. Remember, she filed way back in February 2024. Well, it's done. And part of the deal, according to their prenuptial agreement, Simon has to pay her $40,000 a month for 14 months. Plus, she gets to keep that Rolls Royce he gave her. And she gets rights to the marital home. Not bad, right? All right, so here's the tea. Porsha is officially back out there dating. And get this, she's apparently narrowed it down to 2 people, a man and a woman. She said, quote, "He is nice and she is nice." But here's where it gets interesting. She's actually finding it kind of hard to open up to them. Why? Because unlike her relationship with Simon, who she characterized as being with a narcissist, these two aren't. You know how narcissists can kind of love bomb you and just mirror everything you like, making them seem perfect? Well, she says these new people are different. They're actually challenging her, asking real questions, and, in her words, not letting me walk over them. So Porsha's realizing she needs to kind of soften up a bit, maybe not expect a whole lot of elaborate things, and be okay with someone calling her out from time to time. It's a whole different dynamic for her. And of course, this is going to play out on TV. Blogger Kempire reported that the woman Porsha's seeing has apparently already filmed for season 17 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Sounds like this whole dating journey is going to be her main storyline. We might not see the guy on camera, though. So this was today's update about Porsha Williams' new dating life and RHOA storyline. Let's now move on to next update.
Next, we are going to talk about Gizelle Bryant's candid revelations regarding The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 10. Okay, so Gizelle really opened up about wanting to walk away from the show, give us updates on co-stars like Karen Huger and even Monique Samuels, and shared some juicy details about unexpected cameos and legal stuff this season. So, get this. Gizelle admitted she wanted to quit RHOP like 17 times during filming for season 10. Apparently, she says she kind of always wants to pack my bags and go home at some point every single season. Wow. Now, regarding Karen Huger, Gizelle confirmed she was in touch, through a friend and Ray Huger while Karen was dealing with her DUI situation and jail time. And yeah, Gizelle's happy Karen's out and really hopes she comes back as a full-time cast member for season 11. But maybe the biggest shocker, Monique Samuels is back for season 10? Gizelle was initially pretty stunned, but she said Ashley Darby helped warm her up to the idea. Apparently, Monique's life has seen some big changes. She's divorced, moved, not even living in Potomac anymore, and she claims she's changed. Though Gizelle sounded, let's just say, a little skeptical about that one. Okay, other cast updates. Gizelle says her friendship with Wendy Osifo is healing and thriving. That's good news. But, still not cool with Stacey Roosh, who Gizelle straight up called a liar. Oh, and Gizelle brought a new cast member, Tia Glover, to the show, who apparently meshed well, and Angel Massey is also new. Right, almost forgot. On a trip to Aspen, the cast spotted Mauricio Umansky and apparently accosted him, so expect a cameo. But Gizelle made it very clear she would never date him.
And finally, that legal drama with Eminem over her reasonably shady podcast with Robin Dixon. Looks like they won't get an answer on that until 2026. In the meantime, Gizelle confirms she is dating and, well, she likes the streets. So this was today's update about Gizelle Bryant and RHOP Season 10. Let's now move on to the next update.
Okay, so next up, we're going to talk about Lala Kent and what's going on with her Vanderpump Rules relationships. So, Lala recently gave some updates on where things stand with her former co-stars. And yeah, she definitely addressed that ongoing tension she's got with Scheana. This all came out during a recent Amazon Live appearance she did. Right. So first off, she confirmed she's still really tight with Brittany Cartwright and Tom Schwartz. She kind of laughed off those rumors about anything romantic happening with Schwartz, saying, he's just one of her dearest friends. But interestingly, she did let slip that he may be talking to someone right now, and apparently seems very happy. So, Now, about that situation with Scheana, Lala actually sounds pretty hopeful. She said she really believes they'll get back to being good as gold and sort things out. Kind of seeing this whole rough patch as like a test of their friendship, She also wanted to make it clear that some critical stuff she said on a podcast that was recorded like at least a week before, back when she felt she really had to defend herself. Her feelings have apparently shifted since then, and she even wondered aloud if maybe she's the problem. She really hopes they can reconcile. And finally, looking ahead, Lala confirmed, yep, you'll be seeing her on Bravo again soon. She also opened up a bit about needing to manage her anxiety, saying it got pretty intense about a month ago when The Valley started filming its third season.